Kingdom Come Deliverance is a game that's been sitting in my Steam library for years at this point, untouched, just waiting to be installed. After seeing countless videos and friends raving about the game, and with the sequel on the horizon, I finally decided to dive into KCD. And my god, I have been missing out all these years. After spending over 50 hours playing Kingdom Come Deliverance in a single week, I am officially KCD-pilled. It's one of the most immersive RPGs I have ever played, and a game that is truly like no other. And in this video, we're going to explore why you should play Kingdom Come Deliverance as soon as possible. There will be some minor spoilers in this video, but I'm not doing a deep dive on the whole story or anything like that, so I think you'll be fine, unless you're one of those weirdos that thinks seeing a screenshot of the open world is considered a spoiler. But anyhow, this intro has gone on long enough, so without further ado, let's buckle up, grab some iced coffee, and dive into my review of Kingdom Come Deliverance. So let's start off with the big question. What makes Kingdom Come Deliverance so good? To me, it boils down to two major factors: immersive gameplay systems and freedom of choice. Immersion is baked into the design of nearly every gameplay system in KCD. The game is really all about stepping into the shoes of the peasant son of a blacksmith who gets swept up in a civil war. You have to eat, sleep, take baths, maintain your equipment, manage your reputation with other characters, and much, much more. Your character even has to learn how to read, otherwise any notes or books you pick up will be displayed as gibberish. Henry could also expand his strategic thinking and warfare abilities by playing today's sponsor, Castle Duels. Castle Duels is a unique PvP card strategy game with tower defense mechanics. Engage in real-time PvP battles with other players, and flex your tactical muscles by building out a unique deck and strengthening your hand with battle boosts. Click on the link in the description or scan the QR code to download and play Castle Duels for free today. What makes this game exciting for me is the variety of character units at your disposal. With over 30 unique units to summon and merge, you have all the tools you need to dominate the battlefield. I particularly like the clan system where you can team up with other players and participate in tournaments and events to unlock rewards to strengthen your account. And starting December 19th, you can embrace the spirit of the holidays with the Winter Wonderland event. Collect festive-themed decorative cards, earn unique rewards like Frost Night, and try your hand at Festive Roulette for a chance to win legendary prizes. So what are you waiting for? Click on my link in the description or scan the QR code to download and play Castle Duels today, and earn a special master chest containing gold, a set of cards, and magic dust, which can be redeemed for a legendary card. The whole game is designed in a way to immerse you into what life was like in Eastern Europe during the Middle Ages. Freedom of choice is also a major part of Kingdom Come Deliverance. The narrative of the main quest is relatively linear, so this is not the type of RPG with big branching paths like an OG BioWare game. However, the player has a lot of leeway in how you complete quest objectives, and there are many side quests which allow you to decide the fate of different characters you meet along the way. You can decide to roleplay Henry as an honorable and upright Christian, or an outright thug. The choice is yours.
You're talking about killing in the monastery. I really should report it.
Listen to me, you worthless shit. You'll be keeping your mouth shut. Otherwise, you can count on me to do away with you first.
I thought better of you, Gregor. You're just a common killer, a wolf in sheep's clothing.
The opening of Kingdom Come Deliverance is relatively chill, with Henry running some errands for his father in the peaceful town of Skalitz. KCD introduces you to a bunch of its gameplay systems, and it's honestly a bit overwhelming at first. Each system has a multi-page tutorial printed in 4-point font, like the fine print of a pharmaceutical ad. Bro, how am I gonna remember all of this? If you're having this feeling, don't worry. There's a lot to keep track of in this game, but as you continue playing, everything will start to click and make sense. I'll be honest, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like this game at first, but as soon as I got a side quest where me and the boys threw couch shit at some dude's house, I was locked in and laughing my ass off. Even in the tutorial section, Henry is afforded many different paths for completing his objective. Let's take one of his first tasks, where he needs to collect a debt from another merchant, who of course doesn't want to pay up. The player can solve this problem in a variety of ways. You can convince him to pay with a speech check, you can beat up the merchant in a 1v1 fist fight, you can sneak into his house, lockpick a chest in his bedroom and loot his valuables, or you can round up your homies to beat the piss out of him. But this is only the beginning, and things don't stay peaceful for long. Soon, Henry will embark on a countrywide journey to investigate who is sowing unrest in Bohemia. And you'll take on the role as part soldier, part detective, and part errand boy for the nobility. I won't say more on the main story because it's worth experiencing the journey for yourself, so for now, let's take a closer look at some of the immersive gameplay systems in Kingdom Come Deliverance. Life in medieval Europe is rough around the edges, and Warhorse Studios took great measures to allow you to step into the shoes of an inexperienced peasant and immerse yourself in the experience. The first layer of this immersion are the survival mechanics. Like all humans, Henry needs to eat, sleep, tend to his wounds, and recover from hangovers. If you neglect food, Henry will complain about hunger and eventually take debuffs. But if you eat too much food, Henry will become fat and also gain debuffs. If you neglect sleep, Henry's eyes will start to blink off and you'll take penalties to stamina. You'll eventually need to sleep at an inn for a few coins, or otherwise find a bed to rest up. And sometimes you'll need to go to extreme lengths to find an adequate place to sleep. I wonder if I knock her out if I can take this bed. Dude, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Dude, I can't believe this is working. I can't believe that worked. Oh, shit. I forgot about the husband. Dude.
What part didn't you understand?
It's not what it looks like, bro. It's not what it looks like. Wounds can be healed by applying bandages to stop bleeding, drinking potions to recover from injuries, or you can even drink alcohol to power through the pain. Bathhouses will not only clean your laundry, but recover your injuries as well. And you can even gain a confidence buff by paying for the extra services, if you know what I mean.
And did he come?
KCD also has the most in-depth reputation system I have ever seen in an RPG. It's not a one-dimensional universal score that rises or falls based on your actions. Reputation is also impacted by things like the type of clothing Henry is wearing, the condition of your equipment, and whether or not you recently took a bath. For instance, if your gear is all banged up after a recent fight, then you might hear this.
Good God, what happened to your clothes? If you were robbed, you should report it.
But if you're wearing nice plate mail, then characters will treat you with respect.
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
Also, reputation isn't just based on a town level. Henry actually has an individual reputation score with every NPC in the game, and that score will rise or fall based on the things Henry says or does. It's truly impressive. Henry will also have to take great measures to maintain his equipment. Weapon and armor repair can be completed by a blacksmith or armorer, clothing can be stitched up and fixed by a tailor, while shoe repairs are done at the cobbler. And in order to clean the dirt and blood stains out of your gear, you'll have to visit a bathhouse. So in order to get your gear and appearance back into tip-top shape after a big fight, Henry may have to visit 4 or 5 different merchants, which is consistent with how laborers and specialists operated in medieval Europe. Henry can also learn to maintain his own equipment by reusing repair kits and honing his weapons at the grindstone. And this is just the tip of the iceberg for the skills Henry can learn throughout the game. Henry is a peasant after all, and lacking a proper education, he'll even need to learn how to read. Otherwise, any note or book you pick up will be displayed as gibberish. But for me, the creme de la creme of immersive gameplay systems in Kingdom Come Deliverance is alchemy. In order to brew a potion, Henry needs to follow the recipe, which can be viewed in a book right on the table. He lays out his ingredients on the shelves step by step, pouring the potion base, grinding the leaves, and boiling the potion according to the recipe. This was easily my favorite system in the game, and I was happy that KCD let me cook. The commitment to immersion can be a double-edged sword at times, which can lead to frustration. For instance, sometimes you'll need to talk to an NPC to complete a quest, but they refuse to speak to you because they're sleeping.
Oh, shit. Son off.
Wake up, samurai! I'm looking for my father's sword. I talk a lot on this channel about the importance of player choices and player freedom in RPGs. It's one of the things that makes the genre stand out from other types of games and storytelling. The ability to chart your own destiny and create a unique story for yourself is truly the hallmark of RPGs. And usually I approach this subject by talking about the branching narrative paths in games, but this is not the only aspect of role-playing and player choice. While the main narrative of KCD is relatively linear, the way in which you can complete quest objectives can create unique experiences that make each playthrough different. About halfway through the game, Henry has to locate a secret camp of bandits who've been terrorizing the countryside. But in order to learn where their stronghold is, he must accept an assassination contract to eliminate a defected bandit who recently became a monk. There are many ways that Henry can go about achieving this goal, but I ran into a major hitch during my investigation. On the first day in the monastery, I was a bit too loose-lipped about my reasons for being there, causing one of the monks to snitch on me, which got me kicked out of the monastery. I thought I was cooked, bro, because at this point, I still hadn't figured out where the bandit camp was, and I didn't even know who I was supposed to assassinate for them. But I managed to break back into the monastery and eventually talk to the right man. And then I decided to assassinate this dude by sneaking into his chambers at night and finishing the job. This ended up landing Henry in prison because I was unable to escape the guards afterwards. This quest did not go as planned for me at all, and honestly it was a bit frustrating in the moment. But this was easily one of the most memorable experiences I've had in an RPG recently, because the game didn't hold my hand at any point. I had to figure out how the hell I was going to wrap this quest up on my own after I got booted from the monastery. I soon found out there were a number of other ways to complete this quest as well. I could have staged the assassination by spearing goat's blood in the monastery and helping the monk escape. I could have also arrested him. I could have killed a different monk and then lied to the bandits. And while none of these options make a huge difference in the overall narrative, the freedom to choose and roleplay how Henry lives and reacts in this world is one of the things that makes Kingdom Come Deliverance truly special. You're not just following objective markers and checking off a series of tasks. You're given the opportunity to think for yourself and figure things out on your own. And I absolutely love this kind of experience in an RPG. But for all the parts of Kingdom Come Deliverance that I enjoyed, I just could not, for the life of me, have fun with the combat. KCD put a lot of effort into simulating realism with medieval melee combat, but for whatever reason, I just didn't understand it. Some of this is certainly a skill issue on my part, so your mileage may vary, and in my next playthrough, I want to spend a lot more time learning the combat and training with Bernard at the start of the game. But for whatever reason, this melee combat system just never really clicked with me. I would nail a perfect block and then still be unable to hit the enemy with a riposte, and I just couldn't understand why. No matter which attacks or combos I would attempt, or what zone I aimed my mouse at, some enemy types would just parry or block every single attack I attempted. It just didn't make any sense to me. At this point, I feel like I need to watch an in-depth YouTube tutorial on the combat system because the in-game tutorials just weren't sinking in for me. I can see from a bird's eye view that there was a lot of depth in this combat system with feints, perfect parries, master strikes, and different combos, so it's probably a me problem, but I don't know, man, it just didn't click with my brain. Combat is avoidable in many parts of this game, even during the big battle sequences. There's even an achievement that you can get for a pacifist playthrough, so in certain scenarios I just decided to run away or let my homies handle the fighting, because I just wasn't having success in combat against certain opponents. Hopefully in the future I will learn to love the combat in Kingdom Come Deliverance, but for now, it's something that I just tolerate to enjoy the rest of the experience. At the end of the day, Kingdom Come Deliverance is an absolutely goated, timeless classic that you should play at your earliest convenience. It's definitely rough around the edges in some places, and many people may bounce off the game. But if you appreciate deep and immersive RPGs, then KCD is a can't-miss experience. I'm hoping that Warhorse Studios will take things further in this sequel and sand off some of the rough edges of KCD 1. I particularly hope they make the combat more intuitive and approachable. However, I hope they don't sacrifice the depth of their gameplay systems or creative vision for the sake of chasing a broader audience. Because there is a certain magic to Kingdom Come Deliverance even in its flaws, and there is no other game quite like this. So there you have it, why you should play Kingdom Come Deliverance. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more RPG videos and reviews. Big shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.